This year, I felt as we got into September, we are getting to October, getting to November, my motivation was swindling. I wasn't being as productive, and I knew that it was coming. And that's one of the good things is that kind of knowing and feeling that it's coming, it helps you to prepare for it.
Hey friends, welcome to the More Than a Mother show. I am your host, Lawan Moses, and I am a mom on a mission to help you master your mindset, own your time, and make money moves. Join me each week for tangible tips, tools, and strategies you can use in motherhood, business, and life, as well as inspiring interviews from moms just like you, which will help you own your identity outside of motherhood and find the freedom to do more of the things that you love and enjoy. At More Than a Mother, we are redefining the way you think, feel, and look at motherhood. If you are enjoying this show, feeling inspired and motivated, learning something new, or just absolutely love the show, please do me a favor and help me spread the word. Screenshot this episode and share your biggest takeaways in your Instagram stories. And don't forget to tag me at Lawan Moses and also tag at More Than a Mother podcast so that I can share your share with my audience. Each time you share the show, it helps me to reach more and more moms just like you. So are you ready, mama? Let's go.
Hey there, welcome back to another episode of the More Than a Mother podcast. I am so glad to have you here with me today. Can you believe that winter is approaching? We are almost at the end of 2020 already. And 2020 has been a year, a hectic year, a crazy year, insert whatever other adjective you can think of to describe 2020. It has truly been that. I don't know about you, but 2020 has presented its unique set of challenges. But also because life happens regardless, I'm going to sharing with you today. I want to be 100% honest with you today that the winter months are always a struggle for me. For the past however many years I can remember, I have always struggled during the winter months. It really takes a toll on me emotionally, physically, and mentally. With the time change, the shorter days, and the less sunlight, I have to admit that I am struggling, like truly struggling. I always find that at this time of year, my motivation starts to swindle. I'm not as productive. I'm not getting as much done that I would like to get done. And oftentimes, I am so hard on myself and my own worst critic because I feel like I should be doing more. Like many other people in America, women, mothers, etc., I have seasonal affective disorder, also known as seasonal depression. So the winter months are always a challenge. However, today I wanted to talk to you about what I am doing to kind of make the most of this winter season, things I have been doing in the past that have seemed to start to help me, and just ways that we can all push through whatever type of depression, anything that we are suffering, just kind of some tangible ways to kind of push through that. Now, there are many different types of depression, many different things that exist. I am not a medical expert. So, disclaimer, anything you hear on this podcast is just my opinion, just tools or strategies that have worked for me, and it is not to be replaced by medical advice. If you find that you are suffering from any type of depression, any type of mood swings, mood disorders, whatever that may be, I encourage you right now to seek help with a medical professional. Again, this is not medical advice. I am not a medical professional. These are just my thoughts and opinions on things that have helped me kind of navigate and live my life in spite of having seasonal depression. However, before we get into all of that, this is your first time listening. Welcome to the More Than a Mother podcast, and I am your host, Lawan Moses. I am a productivity and success strategist who is helping moms to master their mindset and own their time so they can make money moves. At More Than a Mother podcast, we are redefining motherhood and really flipping the script on motherhood so that moms can find the freedom to do more of the things they love and enjoy without sacrificing family time. So I welcome you to this show, whether you're a first-time listener or welcome back if you are a faithful, long-time listener. So seasonal depression, what exactly is that? Seasonal affective disorder, also known as seasonal depression, is the depression that tends to hit during the winter months. With shorter days, longer nights, and really the sun setting earlier, that lack of sunlight tends to have an impact on some of us, which leads us to have seasonal affective disorder, to where our mood, our motivation, everything is impacted because of this change in seasons, the change in the sunlight, all of those things. Now, for years, I suffered with this. I never knew what to call it. I just always felt like I was down, I was depressed. I had no motivation during the winter months. So then, as soon as March rolled around, April rolled around, the spring was coming, I would get the sudden burst of motivation. I would go strong through the summer. Then, as soon as we get to October, November, I would start to feel it happening. And by December, January, February, I'm just like completely out for the count. And for years, I always felt something was wrong with me. I never knew what to call it. And I would be so hard on myself because I would just feel like I was accomplishing nothing. I was just this horrible person. I couldn't figure out why I was in this funk. And then one day, a few years ago, I stumbled upon what is known as seasonal affective disorder and seasonal depression, talked to a medical professional, and figured out that that is most likely what I suffer from year to year.
I am so excited. Black Friday is just around the corner. And I have some special, amazing bundle deals that are coming up just for you. If you have been waiting for the opportunity to cop something from my merch store, be it a t-shirt, a hoodie, your favorite mug, or if you want to take advantage of one of my courses, one of my books, whatever it is, I have some amazing bundle deals coming up for you on Black Friday. To make sure that you don't miss out on any of these special deals, head over to my website, lawanmoses.com, and be sure to get on my email notification list so that you are notified early when these bundles come out and are available. If you're on my email list, you will get notice before the general public, and there are only a limited amount of bundle deals available. So don't wait. Head over to my website, sign up for the bundle deals that are coming made specially for you from me. I can't wait to give them to you, and it is something that you do not want to miss, and it will truly make a great gift for any woman or mother in your life. Head over to lawanmoses.com and get signed up right now.
Recognizing and having that diagnosis of having seasonal depression, then it became okay, what can we do about it? I believe that there is a place for medication and there's also a place for natural remedies. And I just didn't see medication or anything being a route I wanted to take for something that only impacted me a few months throughout the year. So I started doing my research, Dr. Google, look up things that can help. And a few things that I saw was taking vitamin D, doing light therapy, and things like that. So, of course, with my MS that I was diagnosed with this past year, I've been taking vitamin D religiously since then. And this is the first year that I am specifically taking vitamin D, not only for MS, but also to combat my seasonal depression. And what I have found is that that is helping me. So, what I've done is throughout the warm weather, spring weather, I took one dose of vitamin D, but now I have started to double up during these winter months, and that has really helped me. Another thing that's helped is exercise. Yes, there's not a lot of sunlight, the days are shorter, but getting up, even in the cold air, walking around my neighborhood, getting some sunlight, getting outside is helping me little by little. But I will admit, it is still a struggle. It is even a struggle to get up out of bed some mornings to even get to the point where I can take that walk or do anything because that is just how much this impacts me during these months. I mean, the sun is setting at 4:30, 4:45, and by 5:30, I'm looking at my bed like I am ready to get in bed. I am done for the day. I have nothing left to give. And it's really not fair that it happens, but I am learning that it's okay. So, what I've learned to do also is to take advantage of the earlier days, the earlier sunrise, take advantage of those hours where the sun is up because I know that as soon as that sun sets, I feel like when I was kids were in the Frozen, Anna and Elsa, where she would say, "The sun's awake, so I'm awake." And that is exactly how I feel. When the sun's awake, I am awake. But when it's not, I am ready to go to bed and I am finding myself shutting down early each night. But what I am doing is waking up earlier to take advantage of those daylight time, of the sunlight hours to where I can really get the most done. Of course, it's still hard. Last week was a rough week for me. And then all the other things that I am battling with the fatigue that comes with MS and all those other things. This is just one other extra layer that I have to battle through. But again, I have dreams and goals, so I'm going to keep battling. I'm going to keep going. And for years, I've read about this light therapy, this happy light that tends to help people during the winter months. And I've heard of people buying these lights and doing light therapy at home, even some as short as 10 minutes a day, and it having such an impact on their life. So for the first time for the winter, I have ordered me a happy light. It is going to be here sometime today, and I am so excited. I can't wait to try this happy light to see how much of a difference it can make during these winter months. And I'm going to be sure to update you on my progress as we go through the winter. I have heard a lot of great things about the happy light. I have a lot of people that I know who suffer from depression during this time of year who really speak highly of the happy light and how it helps them through the winter months to improve their mood and helps them to feel so much better. So I'm looking forward to starting my light therapy. So those are the things that I am doing during these winter months this year to see if I can kind of navigate it a little better, figure it out. Last year was okay for me, but then again, I had my MS episode, so that kind of threw me down. So I wasn't really focused on seasonal depression at that time because I was dealing with a whole nother medical crisis, medical emergency. But this year, I felt as we got into September, we are getting to October, getting to November, my motivation was swindling. I wasn't being as productive, and I knew that it was coming. And that's one of the good things is that kind of knowing and feeling that it's coming, it helps you to prepare for it. And what I have learned is to give myself grace during this time. I'm recognizing that my productivity level is going to change, my motivation level is going to change. But that doesn't mean that I stop being productive. That doesn't mean that I lose all motivation. Instead, what that means is that I recognize that I'm not going to be as productive. I'm not going to be as motivated. So I'm going to adapt and adjust my schedule accordingly. However, I am still going to get things done. I'm still going to show up. I'm still going to be committed. I made a commitment to myself this year to show up like I have never showed up before. And that is what I'm going to continue to do. So while I may not be as productive as I have been during the spring, summer months, I am still going to find a level of productivity that will work for me during this time. I may not be super hyped, super motivated as I was during the spring and summer, but I am still going to activate that power I have within myself to keep my level of motivation and do what works for me during this time. It's important to just recognize that productivity, motivation, all of that is fluid and it is going to change based off what you have going on in your life. But it is up to you to show up, be consistent, and to keep going. Adapt and adjust, make it work for your life. If something isn't working for you, then scratch it. Do something different. If you're finding that you're thriving in one area and not another, put your energy, put your focus in those areas where you are thriving and give yourself that grace, kind of pull back and just do something different for those areas that you find that you are not able to focus on, not able to thrive in and show up as your best self. Do what you can on the days that you can, and on the days that you can't, don't. So show up as your best self in those areas where you can thrive. And in those other areas, just kind of pull back, adapt, adjust, make it look a little different. So then that way you are not hard on yourself for not performing to your best level because you just don't have it in you. And that is okay. You don't have to always have it in you all the time. Be kind to yourself, give yourself some credit for the things that you do, and give yourself that grace. I want you to be consistent and do what you can when you can. Your productivity levels, your priorities are probably going to shift during this time if you suffer from any type of seasonal depression or things like that. Like I said, my productivity, my priorities, things are shifting during these winter months. But unlike years in the past, I am not going to stop. I'm going to keep going. I am going to show up.
Need a daily reminder that we are on this journey together? The More Than a Mother apparel and products line is your everyday reminder that we are mastering our mindset, owning our time, and making money moves. Head on over to lawanmoses.com/shop so that you can shop the More Than a Mother line and feel inspired and motivated every day to get up, get moving, show the world that you are more than a mother. Now back to this great episode.
It's no fun having this seasonal depression, and honestly, I cannot wait until the spring comes. But until then, I'm going to do what I can do. I long for the days where I have my sunshine back and my long days, short nights. I am all here for it. I love the sunlight. I love the daylight, and I thrive so much when there is so much daylight. So again, I cannot wait for the spring to be back, but I am not going to rush time. Instead, I'm going to learn to adapt and adjust in this period and do what works for me. And I encourage you that if you find your motivation swindling, if you find that you're not as productive as you have been, take a step back, reevaluate your circumstances, see where you can show up, see where you can thrive, and focus your energy on what you can do instead of focusing on what you can't do. So I am following my own advice and I'm doing what I can on the days I can. And then on the days that I can't, I don't. That transfers into so many areas of my life. And I have learned to be okay with that and not be so hard on myself. So, how about you? Do you experience these struggles during the winter months? How have you learned to handle them? What things have you found that have helped you? If you're like me and you struggle through it and you don't really have a plan, any tangible tips, tools, and strategies, I encourage you, first off, to seek medical advice, seek help from a medical professional, and then find out what is going to work for you. Again, I said the vitamin D works for me, exercise, doing what I can do on the daylight hours, and I'm excited to see how this happy light is going to work for me. But again, recognize that not everything is going to work for everybody, and you really need to start with seeking help from a medical professional and going from there. Again, this is not to be replaced with medical advice. These are just things that have worked for me as I navigate and battle this seasonal depression. So again, this time of year is a struggle for me, but I am here. I'm going to show up, podcast episodes, all the greatness, the business, tools, tips, strategies, and so much more still coming your way, even during these winter months where I may be struggling more times than I am not. But we're going to get this done. I am so thankful to have you in my community and have your support, have you listening and pushing me and encouraging me along the way. I cannot wait to hear from you. Screenshot this episode. Go ahead and share it in your stories and let me know if you're suffering from any type of depression or anything like that. What do you do? How do you find yourself making it through? How do you find yourself showing up, being motivated? Again, community helps so much. Having a community, having people you can talk to, people you can share with, be open and honest with, and get that support, encouragement is helping me tremendously. So I encourage you, even though you feel like isolating yourself, because I have done that in the past, find a community, find people you can connect with, and continue to push through. Get you an accountability partner that is going to encourage you to show up and do your best and do what you can do. I thank you so much for listening and being here with me today. And I can't wait to talk to you. We are wrapping up November and December is almost here and it is time for Christmas. I love the Christmas season, even though I don't like the winter months because of how it makes me feel, but I cannot wait. December is right around the corner. So hang in there, mama. Do what you can do. Remember, this too shall pass and you've got this.
Are you looking for a speaker for your next in-person or virtual event? Well, look no further. In case you didn't know, I, Lawan, me, her, she, yes, me, am the speaker that you need to make your next event a unique, enjoyable, and engaging special experience. Whether you need an event host, a facilitator for workshops and or trainings, a keynote speaker or someone to participate in your conference event or panels, someone to help lead your event, be it a social media event, a virtual event, in-person event, small or large conference, or even just to be on your podcast, participate in your Facebook groups or any of your other social media platforms. Look no further. I am here and I am ready to be a part of your next event. If that sounds good to you, if you're looking for someone to come speak about all things motherhood and more, be it productivity, priorities, mom guilt, rising above your obstacles, and so much more, head over to my website, lawanmoses.com/speaking, and fill out my speaker interest form. I can't wait to be a part of your next event, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, head over to lawanmoses.com. I love for us to stay in touch. Make sure you leave your email address so I can send you inspiration, tips, and the latest updates. Or, if you prefer, text the word MORE, that's MORE, to 302-440-4632. We have some great things coming up, and I don't want you to miss a thing. Thanks again. Make sure you subscribe and leave a review. Until next time, keep pressing because victory is yours.